Faster cellular service, artificial intelligence embedding itself into new parts of our lives, plus the growth of an activity that many people have labeled as geeky. Those are just some of the technological advances we could see as the calendar flips over to 2019. You know, it's almost impossible to predict what's going to happen next in the tech world, but one man actually knows. Trust me, he does. Duncan Steward, Director of Research at Deloitte Canada, is here, and every time this time of year he looks into his crystal ball. He lets us know about the big tech trends that are coming next year. Duncan, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
First tech prediction for 2019, 5G, and this is super fast wireless speed on your cell phone, correct? My phone already seems pretty quick.
It is. The network your phone is on is what's 4G, fourth generation, or LTE, but there's a new generation coming. It's launching in about 25 cities around the world, not in Canada in 2019, but globally we will see this launch in 25 cities around the world. What does it offer? Much higher speeds. Theoretical speeds of up to a gigabit per second. Real world, probably closer to 300 to 600 megabits per second. That's still about 10 times faster than 4G or LTE is.
Other devices, not just my phone, will be able to utilize this, right?
That's right. You're going to remember those little modems or hotspots or pucks? Yeah. We're going to be using those as well. We're predicting 1 million phones next year, plus 1 million of these modems. But the other more interesting thing, I think, for Canadians is what's called fixed wireless access. Have an antenna on the outside of your house or maybe in a window, and for maybe $50, $100 a month, be able to get gigabit speeds without fiber optic cable. Instead, over the air, you'll be able to get these tremendously high speeds.
This is good because I don't want to wait for anything, so I'm not going to have to anymore. Next tech prediction for next year is artificial intelligence. Now, I see this as kind of a buzzword. Maybe computers making decisions. What is artificial intelligence?
It's voice synthesis, it's image recognition, it's fraud detection, cyber, all kinds of stuff. Up until now, really, the only people who've been very good at AI have been the giant companies, the Microsofts, Googles, Amazons of the world. What we're seeing is the democratization of that. Through the cloud, Canadian companies are going to be using AI, but they don't need to build it themselves. In a little bit of a Canadian 2018 joke, they don't need to roll their own. They can get AI through the cloud from somebody else.
How is it going to change my life? How am I going to notice it?
Your life not. But for Canadian businesses who were freaking out, oh my gosh, how do I do AI? I'm not smart enough to do AI. They can now rely on other people, and it will be delivered through the cloud. That means they will introduce the services that you want faster, cheaper, and with more features.
People are going to lose their job because of this?
Not at first. AI for now. AI is not doing things that human beings do. It's augmenting them, not automating.
Okay. Next one, and this is a lot of people think this is crazy. If you don't understand it, it sounds crazy. eSports. So it's athletes, but they're playing video games, and a lot of people come out to watch people play video games, right?
Hundreds of millions of people already are doing this, and they're not playing the game, they're watching other people play the game. Some of the big tournaments are drawing numbers that are comparable to NBA finals.
You kidding?
Nope. It's not measured the same way. You don't sit down and watch it for 2 hours the way you would a whole game. Their peak viewing is a couple 100 million. What we are seeing is growth in North America, 35% growth year over year, driven by actual franchises. Out in Vancouver, there's a team. The ownership of the Canucks have bought or sponsoring a team called the Vancouver Titans, and it's a league game.
It's just guys playing video games.
It's guys playing. Some women.
ESPN and the big networks, they're getting on board with that too.
It's small. It's niche. It's about $1 billion a year. Real sports is hundreds of billions of dollars.
I want to get to your last prediction, but you said, too, that TV sports, real sports, that's still going to be a big thing next year, too,
It is.
Right?
Lots of people watching, and the reason is young men watch TV sports, but they watch more when they gamble. 70% of young North American men gamble on sports at all, and they are more likely to watch the game when they've got skin in the game.
I certainly know nothing about that with me and my pro line in NFL on Sunday. That's another story. Finally, your last tech prediction I love because, you know, I work for 680 News. I love radio. And you say radio is still going to be gigantic next year. It is gigantic.
$40 billion global industry, growing, and critically very popular with the kids. Those 18 to 34-year-olds, it looks like by 2020, 2021, will be listening to more minutes of radio than they spend watching minutes of TV.
Young people will listen to more radio than TV.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And right now you're saying we're already listening to, like, what, 90 minutes a day of radio on average?
That's the U.S. number, a little lower in Canada, but ballpark.
So there's reason to believe that radio is still, it has been alive and well. But how many times have we said radio is going to be on the outs?
I think the first time we said it was about 1939. And you know, after 60 years, one of these days it's going to be right, but it ain't going to be 2019.
Love it. Duncan Steward joining us with his tech trends for 2019. Duncan, thanks very much.
Thanks, Richard.